Check, check.
Check, check. Check, check.
All right, this stupid thing. Finally, it's working, it seems.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's a little hiccup with the PS5. You've got to go in and you've got to basically go to the broadcast settings, mute the mic, and then unmute the mic for it to actually show the audio or play the audio through. So, those of you that are on the PS5 and you live stream, make sure you try that if your audio isn't transferring over and playing on the damn show like it is supposed to. So after we do this broadcast, I'll go back through, crop off all that initial testing crap. But until then, let's power forward here. You'll notice that in this episode, things are a little bit trimmed up. Alex Priest, make sure you let me know if you can hear me. Alex Priest is ready to pay someone as always. Alex Priest is a priest from hell who likes to drag bodies through the woods, but he's got millions and billions of dollars as well as COVID, apparently. So let's get into character here. Well, happy birthday, Alex Priest. So we'll get into character. I'll trim all this crap off later, but let's get right into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Benoit Jericho here, and welcome to the West Coast for episode number 44. We are back in California to see what happens after the champion, Joe Rivers, was handed the title from Drew Gessner. So let's kick things off right now, folks. Make sure you interact as usual and enjoy this sort of trimmed down version of HWA West Coast here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting things off here tonight with some tag team action. We've got Killer Instinct down on the bottom right of your screen, along with Gorilla Cruz. Gorilla is the father of TJ Money, or TJ Cruz and J Money, getting their names a little bit messed up. And in the ring, you see there is Thunder Jim. Thunder Jim and Gorilla Cruz have some history going way back to their early days of Rare Breed. In the corner of Thunder Jim, it's Thunder Jim's new partner, Henry Storm. Let's get a good look at him. They seem to be a very cohesive unit early on in their tag career. TJ Cruz in there now taking on Thunder Jim, his father's old friend. If I'm Jim, I'm kind of worried about that beard. You know, a smart opponent would be using that beard as a weapon. I'd have that wrapped up in my hands and trying to drag Jim around the ring, and I'm sure that if one of these two boys get injured, I'm sure Gorilla Cruz is going to agree with me. What a DDT! Right there, dropping TJ Cruz on his forehead. Welcome, Mascom. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already. Exactly, a beard weapon. Wrap that braided beard up in his hands and drag him around the arena. That's exactly what Gorilla Cruz will do. One of his boys, TJ Cruz, going over there now, tagging his brother, J Money. Money now ducking that clothesline, back on the attack. Steel family checking in. Thank you for checking in, Zet. Zet and her old friend Max Steel over from Lit. The hired gun checking in from the East Coast, looking at his potential future Survivor Series opponents. And what a flipping pile driver right there from J Money, dropping Henry Storm right on his dome. Hopefully that luscious hair he has would absorb some of those moves right there, including that Pele kick to the jaw. J Money, not a very big guy, but you see a little of that power on display. Big slam. See if I can get my assistant here to go get me a drink. It looks like she's going to give me a hand here. I usually bring a cup of Black Rifle coffee with me into the booth while I'm calling these matches. Am I allowed to say Coke on air? Yeah, I'll take a Coke there, Nicole. All right, getting back to work here now is Thunder Jim with that big Viking-style beard he's got there. I just can't get over it. CSWA checking in. Great stuff. Those are watching. If you haven't checked out CSWA shows, James Sargent puts out a great product. A little Coke on the rocks. Exactly. Is this Zet or is this Max, or which member of the Steel family is over there watching? Good friend of yours, Cowboy Jet, will be in the main event tonight, taking on your old friend Joey Rivers. Alex Priest, I don't know who the Chong brothers are, but hopefully they bring their cousins, the Cheech sisters, over with them. Should be a very good time if the two families are together. And what a spinning heel kick right there. Every once in a while, this bruiser comes up with some pretty athletic maneuvers right there, including that sort of spinning heel kick. And a big cutter taking out TJ Cruz, but his brother J Money diving to save it, breaking things up, and now he's got Henry with a big right hook. Thunder Jim, his offense just does not stop. And TJ, I didn't notice before, but TJ is split wide open, and that's not going to help matters. What a DDT, and he could have gone for a pin right there. But Thunder Jim looks like he's trying to cause harm to his old friend's kids right here, folks. Uncle Jim is giving TJ Cruz a butt whooping, basically has Cruz over his knee. Most uncles leave a card with a $20 bill in it for Christmas and your birthday. But Uncle Jimmy here is trying to leave TJ with a skull fracture. I think if I'm J Money, if there's any more punishment done, I think next time there's a pin, you just let this match end. TJ has had enough, and down on the bottom right of your screen, Dad Gorilla Cruz looking on here. Can see him a little uneasy, shifting the shoulder, paying attention, hoping his boy's all right here, as Thunder Jim is just relentless tonight. If you pay attention, there's a gentleman up there in the second row. You see the woman in the first row here in the back of the crowd with the thumbs down next to the little Dennis the Menace looking kid. In the row just behind them, next to Bollywood, to the left of Bollywood, is actually a little Uzi Vert here in the crowd tonight. You see Bollywood there with the green and black blazer, the black blazer with the green stripes on his arms. Lil Uzi Vert is right there beside him, enjoying a show here. I don't know why he's not in the first row. Maybe these rappers are afraid to get a little blood on him. I know back in my day, the rappers were a little bit tougher. Thunder Jim mocking the Cruz family here. A little hip thrust action going. J Money taking his turn to get beat down by Uncle Jim. J Money going for a pin. He thought he had it. J Money getting a little pumped up here. Very short-lived is now Uncle Jim. Thunder Jim putting the boots to him, and he's got him in the non-consensual prison sex choke. He just taps out J Money with a non-consensual prison sex choke. Thunder and Storm pick up the win. Uncle Jim putting the boots to his former best friend Gorilla Cruz's kids. Doing most of the damage all by himself. Very disrespectful submission finisher right there, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't just making that up, ladies and gentlemen. That's actually the name of Thunder Jim's finisher. Have it written right here in front of me on paper. The non-consensual prison sex choke is the actual name of Thunder Jim's finisher. That's definitely not something that I would come up with on the spot on my own, folks. Everyone watching knows way better than that from good old SBJ. You know, some breaking news.
This is Gordon Lawler reporting. The Boston Police Department have allowed us to disclose the following photograph of the crime scene following a murder that took place last week, with the victim being an unidentified female. Be warned, this picture is graphic and may not be suitable for children or the faint of heart.
Oh, good Lord. What is going on here? Take a look, folks. That looks almost like the young lady that was responsible for several attacks backstage, folks. Oswald Wayne made a drug deal. I don't know who Oswald Wade is, Alex Priest, but he sounds like a bad man. I know Lil Uzi Vert is here in the crowd today, but Alex Priest just mentioned Snoop Dogg. I haven't seen Snoop, but it'd be cool to have the Dog Father here live with us. If you remember right, he did make it to a few live shows back several months ago. Take a look at Channelle Baltimore, folks, looking a little different. Changed up her attire, looking good. Channelle, since winning that big triple threat, has sort of taken a dive here in the hybrid women's division. She's looking to get back in the winning side of things, hoping some fresh new digs will boost her spirits and maybe give her a little better luck in here as she takes on a tough opponent tonight in Nora Cool. Well, Rod Dunn, if you're a fan of Channelle Baltimore, don't be afraid to reach out to Miss Channelle through her Facebook account. And yes, folks, your eyes are not deceiving you. You see the crowd there picking up all those $5 bills that were floating down from the rafters. Apparently, Snoop Dogg is sitting by Beyonce. Not sure how Jay-Z is going to feel about that. I'm not so sure that Jay-Z and Snoop are very close friends. Not close enough for Jay-Z to have his wife going to shows with Snoop. Nora Cool here with her husband ringside, as always. Sander Cool here to support his wife. We all know that Rod Dunn, the hired gun, definitely not a fan of Nora and Sander. Showing some booze there as expected. And Channelle Baltimore sprinting across the ring. Didn't even let Nora finish taking her fake nails off before charging across and putting a big knee strike to her face. Nora Cool, aspirations of winning that women's title, trying to get back up to the top of things so she can challenge Nightshade once more. Her and Nightshade had a lot of back and forth this year so far, but Nora couldn't quite get the job done. She had one or two title shots at Nightshade, but just couldn't. Somehow Nora must have seen that coming, jumped out of the way. Channelle came up empty and then eats a big tornado DDT for her efforts. And now Nora here trying to wear down and basically take away some of that upper body strength of Channelle Baltimore. Channelle, very much on the advantage when it comes to size and power over Miss Cool. Mrs. Cool, rather. What's Channelle doing here? Has her head between her legs. Oh, what a move right there. If you're a shooting gamer, I believe they call that teabagging, but I'm not exactly sure what the ladies call it. Maybe we can get some feedback on that if there's any lady gamers or any of you in the crowd that play shooters with ladies. And tell me what the female version of the teabag move is, because that's what Channelle Baltimore just did to Miss Nora Cool. I keep forgetting that the Cools are married now. Gabe Gates, apparently he calls it a clam slap. I don't know if I can't say that out loud. I was just reading off the... All right. Well, just edit that part out, Nicole. All right. Sorry about that. I get myself in trouble reading what you guys are writing there in the chat feed sometimes. Now Channelle Baltimore wraps her up. She's got it deep in the submission. Nora is tapping out, and this one is over, folks. Channelle Baltimore back in the win column, picking up a huge W right here. No doubt headed home to celebrate this one, but Channelle is stopping in her tracks. Not sure if she's grabbing Channelle with a chair. Channelle back in the ring. She is clubbing Nora with that chair. The referee diving out of the way. Channelle Baltimore, not satisfied with getting the W here, decides to do some more damage to Nora, who is out cold, passed out, no doubt, from that crossface submission. Rod Dunn, a.k.a. the hired gun, loving every second of that match. Here comes the villain, Andrew Miller, making his way down. You saw Andrew Miller take a loss to the American Outlaw, Jason Michaels, during our last trip here to the West Coast. Things are not going to get any easier tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because here comes his opponent, Mr. Ride or Die, Chris Chaos, folks. The legend from Hell's Kitchen Wrestling. A man that could have easily slingshotted himself to the front of the line when it comes to the main title contention, that heavyweight title here on the West Coast. But he chose to work his way up from the bottom, doing things the right way, climbing that ladder in this new company. He's held just about every title there is to hold in several different wrestling promotions, now choosing to come here to HWA, get himself a fresh start from the bottom. Andrew Miller, very highly decorated, so I'm not saying the bottom of the talent list, but work his way up from the bottoms of the rankings at least. Andrew Miller, he's a Triple Crown winner over in IWA. Or I apologize, a Grand Slam champion. He's won all 4 of the major titles in the men's division over in IWA. And for those of you that aren't familiar with it, go check him out. That's James Seal's production. That is the Intense Wrestling Alliance. Many superstars that you see. And what's this? Interrupting things. This is Ryan Shaw, the Reaper. Andrew Miller saw him coming, dove out of the way. Andrew Miller on the attack, pissed off that Ryan Shaw interrupting his match. I believe Shaw is going after Chris Chaos, and he gets Chaos disqualified. Ryan Shaw now beating down Andrew Miller. Chaos sees what's going on, going after Shaw. Chaos now kicking Miller out of his way, standing toe-to-toe with Ryan Shaw now. You know, Ryan Shaw and Chris Chaos have some sort of feud going on. Let's take a look here, and as you've seen on the page, the Instagram veteran Anna Perez, one of the most highly decorated female competitors over on the Instagram side of eFeds here, and a lot of the HWA women's roster not having very good things to say to her, not very welcoming right there. Those of you watching live, go back after and see some of the negative things that some of the women in this HWA roster had to say about Miss Anna Perez. Miss Perez in the Instagram eFeds has been called the female Eddie Guerrero. Here comes Money Mike in here now. I want to see a lot more of Money Mike and Jason Michaels. Make sure you go check out Southern Smoke Wrestling. Over there you can see Parabellum as well. That's Devil Dog Jason and Big Daddy Eddie Gonzalez. And yes, folks, you are seeing correctly. Still in the corner of the Outlaw Jason Michaels is the one and only 50 Cent. You saw Curtis Jackson was the manager of Jim Drama, but 50 Cent turning on Drama during a match of their feud between the Outlaw and Drama. 50 actually helping the Outlaw get a win over Jim Drama, and kind of not sure what that tactic is right there. Money Mike climbing out of the ring right after the bell, jumping the barricade, and kind of like he was collecting his thoughts here, not quite ready to face Jason Michaels apparently. Whatever it was enough of a distraction. Now the Money on the attack first, taking it to the Outlaw. Jason Michaels always decides to fight, keeping that bandana in that sort of towel t-shirt variant on all the time during his matches here in Hybrid. Seen him in other places take that gear off, so I'm not exactly sure why he chooses to keep it on here. From this angle, it looked a little bit close. Looked like he almost stomped on the Money's coin purse. Once again, you can see both of these two men and even hear them on commentary over in Southern Smoke Wrestling, folks. Another show to go check out. Jason Michaels now on the attack and just basically a dead man falling headbutt, just went limp and used his body weight and gravity to drop that big thick dome of his down onto Money Mike. Not sure what that is. It looks like Money Mike may have some sort of burn or something, some blood there on his left shoulder. Gabe, if you're still watching, make sure you like and hit that subscribe and even the little notifications bell. That way you know when shows go up. Gabe, if you're still watching. Apparently, Alex Priest is on the phone trying to get the SWAT team down here for something. I guess maybe Cheech and Chong and Snoop and 50 Cent and Beyonce are causing some sort of riot along with whoever Priest said the drug dealers were that are trying to sell drugs to Joe Biden and Alex Priest's brother, or whatever the heck Alex Priest is talking about in the comments, if anyone else is reading it. Here we go. Jason Michaels gets the Money up in the air, holding him upside down into a big pile driver. Dropping the Money right on his dome. Mike not appreciating that. Comes back with a neck breaker. Going for a pin here. Quick pin. Money Mike pinning Jason Michaels, but Michaels kicking out of it. The Money thought he had him right there. That spinning neck breaker. Apparently what I caught from Alex Priest's conversation with himself and President Biden wasn't exactly correct, but maybe he'll fill us in and break it down Barney style for us. Money Mike is fired up here now. I think that news Alex Priest just said the president was kidnapped. He must be playing some sort of video game, I guess. I'm watching President Biden right here on my phone. Biden, the volume's all the way up, but I believe President Biden is in some press conference and at least falling asleep while trying to give one. And then talk about falling asleep. Big left hook. Money Mike is now on Dream Street. A flapjack dropping him on his face. Now both President Biden and Money Mike are both sleeping here. Blacktooth grin. Blacktooth grin, folks. Money Mike is bleeding all over this West Coast arena here. Blood just pouring down his face and Money kicking out again. That has got to be just reflexes Setting him up again, back to back now, with those black tooth grins. The Outlaw Jason Michaels picking up the win over the Money Mike Jeter, ladies and gentlemen. Reliving one of those big left hooks right there. I don't think that was quite the one that put the money away. I believe it was the second set of those punches. Money Mike is all about the dead presidents, but tonight he is sleeping with the current president along with him. Not that he's, having relations with the current president, just that they are both at the moment sleeping. I don't know what's more entertaining, the action in the ring or whatever the hell Alex Priest talks about while we're doing the live shows. Ladies and gentlemen, we skipped the intros for this one. Both men just want to get down to the ring, get to business here. Hardcore title on the line. This is a rematch. Dean Moxley, you can see with the camo pants, the former hardcore champion, cashing in his title rematch clause. These two men have seen a ton of each other over the past few months. The man with the iron fist, Caleb Shaw, the current heavyweight champion, took the belt off Dean Moxley. If you remember, during the last pay-per-view where they actually fought, Caleb Shaw ended up tapping Mox out up on the ramp, but it was in a spot where the referee could not see it. Shaw felt him tap, thought the match was over, made his way back to the ring. Moxley, seeing what happened, blindsided Shaw, able to pick up the win over a surprised Caleb Shaw. Shaw then, weeks later, gets a shot again, and this time beats Mox, and here we are for Moxley's title rematch. The big man, Shaw, pounding those elbows down under the forehead of Moxley here. No doubt trying to open up that calloused forehead. Both of these two men, you think about hardcore division, I believe in the dictionary or the encyclopedia right beside hardcore, you have pictures of each of these two men. Not quite sure who this young lady is in the picture beside them, but it has Dean Moxley on one side, Caleb Shaw on the other, and in the middle is this Chasey Lane lady. Look it up. Open the encyclopedia and look up hardcore. You'll see the three of them. I don't exactly know who Chasey Lane is, but maybe some fan here watching can fill me in. I don't know, maybe she's another wrestler in AEW or WWE or something like that, I suppose. Caleb Shaw heading out of the ring, going to grab one of those tables. Shaw grabbing some wood, and I just got a text here saying that Shaw grabs wood almost as good as Chasey Lane. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but perhaps Chasey Lane in the female hardcore division. I know we have a female hardcore division. Appreciate that, Gun. And now Moxley looking to take his title back and slamming the forehead of Shaw on that table, trying to end it right there. Shaw not in a good place if he wants to hold on to that hardcore title. Couple times, all it takes is a little push, and it could have put Shaw right through that table. The size of Shaw, it won't take much effort. Get that weight on there with a little bit of force. Shaw will go right through it, and now Moxley's got him up. Crucifix, and Shaw fights out of it. I thought he was going to crucifix powerbomb the big Caleb Shaw right through that table. Shaw now taking his chance. He's got Moxley up, and what a T-bone! T-bone suplex right through that table. Pretty quick work right there by Caleb Shaw. Winning the rematch as well. Solidifying his spot as the hardcore champion or extreme champion. Same thing here in HWA. Yeah, I know, Don. I got to stop reading. I'm going to say something here. I'm in the habit of reading out loud, but maybe I should have Miss Nicole sort of filter through and read and say whether I can read this stuff out loud or not.
Probably not.
For some reason, Nicole's sitting here with her forehead in her hands. As Caleb Shaw with that Extreme Championship in his hands. Ladies and gentlemen, right after this show goes off the air, make sure you head on over to 3WA here on YouTube. It's the 3WA 2K eFed Warzone Episode 2 is on tonight. That is their King of the Ring qualifier Bracket B going on. As Gorilla Cruz makes his entrance, I'll go down through King of the Ring qualifiers Bracket B for Warzone Episode 2 over in 3WA. You have King Dominator versus Tommy Harris. Aaron Cassidy taking on the great Brandon Pickett. Then you have the Outlaw, who we saw here earlier. He must be jumping on a bus and heading out. As the Outlaw takes on Tyson York. Clinton Cage versus the Reaper. Bryce Beaucamp takes on Mason Brooks. Mason Brooks, a very dangerous man. Bobby Wade, still, the old man, still in action as he takes on Money Mike. I bet Money Mike and the Outlaw, who fought each other here tonight in HWA, riding a bus together maybe over to the 3WA. Bailey Page taking on Sheikh Amir Muhammad. And rounding things off, you have Caleb Shaw, our Extreme Division champion, will be taking on Sander Cool. All that going on live tonight here. After you finish watching HWA, go over to 3WA. Everyone knows that we are tied in with Worldwide Wrestling. So go check out 3WA's slogan, which is a little kick in the pants to 3W. No, Rod Dunn, 3WA is a different show. Don't get them mixed up with Worldwide Wrestling. 3WA is Worldwide Wrestling All-Stars. Make sure you don't forget to add the All-Stars in there when you look up 3WA. Not sure who WWDD is, but hell, go check them out as well. New recommendation of another show to watch. As you all know, those of you who've been watching HWA for any length of time, you know that we are here to support our fellow E-Fetters. You know, there's a lot of competition going on. There's a lot of pride between producers and content creators and the superstars here that you see. But at the end of the day, our little world isn't really that big. So you got to support each other when you can. Here, Gorilla Cruz, you saw his boys in action earlier, but now you see Big Daddy himself, Gorilla Cruz, the silverback, trying to take Hawkins here. TJ Hawkins trying to punch his ticket to Ape City. Outside, you see the lovely Christina Cruz. Now, Christina Cruz has been out for quite a while with some nagging injuries. We haven't seen her in action in the ring in a long time here in HWA, but lately we've been starting to see her at least ringside, either with her nephews or with her brother. There you go. Rod Dunn dropping yet another one of our friends. Rod Dunn, you can see him in action on our East Coast brand over in Worldwide Wrestling and over in the New Breed as well. I believe, Rod Dunn, you hold a title over a New Breed right now, don't you? What title you got over there, Dunn? TJ Hawkins now taking it to Gorilla. TJ Hawkins, this young man, not a ton of experience in the ring, but definitely one of the highly sought-after prospects coming out of the HWA training program. A little homegrown talent right here. Make sure all of you watching hit that like button. It only takes 0.2 seconds. And if you're new, subscribe and hit that little notifications bell as well. That way you know when content comes on. We have a lot more than just our weekly shows. As you know, we've got a couple different podcasts there. We've got the regular Cup of Coffee with SBJ, which is a random podcast where we talk about whatever we want. And then every now and then we kick back on to an origin show, and what power right there by Gorilla. Gorilla Press just walking around with Hawkins, now eyeing him. And welcome to the show, young man, and Iron Claw slam right there, picking him up by his face, disrespectfully slamming the young man back down. Picked him up by his face, folks. It's the strength that it takes to palm a man's face and pick him up by his head and slam him back down. Here you go. Rod Dunn, the hired gun, apparently recently lost that TV title over in the New Breed. Remember that name, folks. The New Breed. MJ Jones show What a spring into a European uppercut. I was wondering what TJ was doing outside on the apron. I thought he was just there taking a break, showing off a little of that athleticism, though. This hybrid athlete, TJ Hawkins, now going to the middle rope. What's he got in store for the Gorilla? Coming down, floating over, plants Gorilla's face right on the E here on the West Coast emblem. Not quite enough to keep the Gorilla down. Takes a whole lot more than one tranquilizer dart to take this Gorilla out. Huge clotheslines now, and what's he got planned for the young TJ Hawkins, dragging him around on his face. Deadlift up off the ground and slamming Hawkins down. Gorilla Cruz with the tranquilizer right here. Let's take another look. Punches TJ Cruz's ticket to Ape City. Young man put up a hell of a fight, but just was not enough to take out the great Gorilla Cruz. You want to see more of the Gorilla if waiting for the next trip to the West Coast just isn't something you want to wait for. You want to go there and see more of the Gorilla. Make sure you go check out JTV. That's where Gorilla Cruz has been most active, though he has been popping up from time to time over in the Iron Elite promo league as well. Haven't seen him probably a few weeks, but I know he is working with Lee Jones, the Iron Bison. Little twangy country music for y'all. It's Cowboy Jet makes his way down to the ring. Cowboy Jet set to take on our E-Fed broadcast channel corporate champion Joe Rivers. I don't know what the heck Alex Priest is talking about, but here comes the big man, Cowboy Jet. Lights are out, and you know what that means. His opponent, the Curb Stomp Messiah. Joe Rivers, our West Coast champion. The lights come on. Looks like he's got... He's got the two big goons here with him. Dennis Miles and Mac Rigg. Drew Gessner's corporate goons here flanking Joe Rivers, the E-Fed broadcast channel corporate champion. And what's this? Rivers has his suit on, showing absolute no respect at all for Cowboy Jet. It looks like he's going to fight him in his vest and tie. He's got his nice dress shoes on and everything. Joe Rivers, the Curb Stomp Messiah, showing zero respect here. He's going to go to battle with a tie on and a nice silk vest. Giving you a slap in the face of the Cowboy, folks. Jet's livid here, pacing on the outside, see him with his hands on his hips, and looks like Joe's got something to say. You think I'm gonna let this dirty redneck touch me? No frickin' way. Big Mac, take him out. And what's this? Joe Rivers is not fighting. He's sending Mac Rig in there to face Cowboy Jet. This wasn't on the match card. What a disrespectful move. Joe Rivers, with the EFED broadcast channel backing and Drew Gessner, the president, basically changing the match on the fly. And now Cowboy Jet will have to deal with Big Mac Rig. Is this even legal? Mac Rig several headbutts to Jet and then just clotheslines him out, and Rivers and Dennis Miles making their way over to Jet's side of things. Apparently now Alex Priest is some sort of biker gang. He's got the biker gang, and President Biden's taking a nap out back, and there's drug dealers and Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent and Lil Uzi Vert, and Beyonce is here with Snoop Dogg, and Jay-Z is watching the kids or something, I guess. No telling what the heck Alex Priest is going to have going on. Trying to do my job here and call this match, and Alex Priest and his Illuminati buddies are just all over the chat, interrupting things, causing all kinds of chaos here in Hybrid Wrestling Alliance. Teddy Williams, the referee, staying well out of the way of these two big men in there. All it takes is one of those big arms swinging and could knock him clear out of this damn ring. It's like Big Mac Rig was setting him up for a finisher there. Cowboy Jet, pretty smart for a cowboy redneck, saw the posture of Mac Rig, decided to roll out of the ring there under the bottom ropes instead of standing up and walking into the finisher. Jet now has him lassoed. Jet has the big man lassoed somehow. Doesn't last very long. Mac Rig just too much man for Jet to submit right there with that. Jet now runs, bumps into him with a shoulder block, comes up with a clothesline and takes the big man down. Cowboy Jet, it took a lot of strength to take that massive hunk of man down onto his back. And what's going on here? Joe Rivers stepping up, having some words with Jet, distracting him. And now from behind, Big Mac Rig taking Cowboy Jet from behind. I don't know what's going on here, but Nicole is hiding her face in her hands again, and a big move right there from the corner. I don't know how the heck Cowboy Jet got Mac Rig up in the air. Now Joe Rivers saw the pin, looked like the big man was down, distracting the referee, Teddy Williams, yet again. Cowboy Jet thought he just had this match in the bag. That huge muscle buster right there on Mac Rig. One of these corporate EFED broadcast channel goons now has Jet up. Jet reverses it into a DDT. The big diesel mullet man dropped on his head. It looks like Cowboy Jet has a little bit of Yeah, Cowboy Jet's got a nice mullet going on too, folks. I want to hear the fans' thoughts. Let's see some voting. Which one of these two men do you think has a better mullet? Mac Rig using that mullet as a weapon several times here tonight. Apparently Alex Priest is out back now. He got bored with the sleeping president, and he's now attacking Sander, Nora, and Gorilla Cruz. Alex Priest is a wild man here in Mac Rig looking to use a similar move there, going for that non-consensual prison sex choke of his own, but big Cowboy Jet fighting out of it. Only Cowboy Jet not a fan of Cell Block C romanticisms. Nicole once again looking at me funny, not exactly sure what I did wrong here tonight, but doesn't seem very impressed with old SBJ. Now the big man, Mac Rig, has Cowboy Jet down. Those big size 24s to the face. Now putting the boots to Cowboy Jet. That's got to be it. Big Mac Rig. You got semi-truck running over Jet, but Jet fighting out of it. Mac Rig going for the finisher. Jet fighting through things now, and what's he going to do? He's got the massive man. Couldn't quite pick him up all the way into a spinning neckbreaker. 2, and Mac Rig kicking out. Cowboy Jet putting up a hell of a fight here against a big man. Call him a big man. I mean, Cowboy Jet's going to be 6'8" on his own, and Mac Rig 6'10", 7+ maybe. Champion Joe Rivers, curb stomp Messiah there at the bottom right of your screen looking on. Things don't seem to be going quite to plan. I guess Rivers thought that Big Mac Rig would roll over Cowboy Jet a little bit easier. Now another one of those muscle busters right there in the middle of the ring. Cowboy Jet picking Mac Rig up. And there's a 3 count. Cowboy Jet can see the exhaustion collapsing right there. Jet picking up a win over Mac Rig. Supposed to be Cowboy Jet taking on Joe Rivers. I know the rest of HWA will be paying attention to this one, as Cowboy Jet just upset the EFED broadcast channel. That is not going to sit very well with Drew Gessner, ladies and gentlemen. Jet definitely Cowboys up right here in our main event of the evening. Rivers is not happy whatsoever. All right, folks, hopefully you enjoyed tonight's show. I know it was a little bit of a rough start. Plus, I didn't have nearly all the content that we had planned for this one, so hopefully we can get that over onto the page and you get some post-show promos up. Definitely interested to see you guys' take on who has the better mullet between Cowboy Jet and Mac Rig. What you think of the signing of Miss Anna Perez. Also saw that sort of unsettling clip of the deceased young lady with the mask on. Get a comment on that and maybe share some thoughts as to who that young lady is. I know it's hard to tell because of the mask and the hoodie she had on, but the police are still trying to investigate to figure out who that is. There's still no name as of right now. They're calling her Nora Doe, apparently. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching episode number 44 of the Hybrid Universe. Stephen Benoit Jericho, as you see right there, great picture of me. Give the thumbs up just like SBJ is doing right there. Hit that like button. And that's it, folks. Have a great night.